Hey everybody, and welcome to Mold of Steel. We love being able to supplement our primary incomes by pursuing a passion with our YouTube, as well as testing out entrepreneurial ideas. On our channel, we share a lot of side hustles like eBay, driving for Uber Eats, Instacart, and DoorDash. We love taking you along with us on our adventures, and as we do that, we love to be able to share some ideas and ways that you can better your side hustles to be able to make more money. So go ahead and subscribe, and let's get started today. So we are going to go ahead and share with you a bunch of great tips, but while we're doing that, I thought we'd go ahead and shop. Now the order that I found, it's a double cart, so double shop order, total $22.47. Not terribly far from this store, so that'll be good. The items that they're looking for are very similar, and I love that when Instacart doubles up the items so it's very similar. Now the downfall to that is you have to make sure you know which one is for which customer. So the first tip that I'm going to give you is to review the orders before you shop. Now I know that sounds simple, but what I will do sometimes is before I even say that I am going to start shopping, I'll actually go through and get an idea of the kind of all the requests that are coming in. Sometimes some stores will put the vegetables down at the bottom, they'll rearrange them. So it's really important to just make sure that you know where all those items are before you start shopping. Now I do want to take a moment and just say this Pick and Save has always got the best flower selection. I absolutely love all of their spring flowers. They smelled so good in that store, I can't even tell you. Alright, so tip number 2. The second one is communicate with your customers. Now, I know that you might think, okay, well, some of the customers don't like that, and that's fine. You know, don't bother them if they don't want that, and you'll see it in there like, you know, no communication, etc. But a lot of times what I'll do is I'll start by sending them a generic message, and you can actually set those up under your account, under settings, and you can see there's the option for a custom greeting. So typically when I start shopping, I'll send them a hello, you know, my name is Jessica, here's what I'm doing. Aaron has his that also says welcome, you know, and has his name on there. And by doing that, you're able to then kind of start that open communication. It's a good way to judge too if somebody is live on the app and watching. If they don't respond, then I'm kind of like, okay, they may not be watching it too close. So my example here is that I actually they wanted those items that are in that empty slots. And so I sent them a picture immediately. And I just said, hey, they are out, but here are the other options. And what I did was I went and kind of pulled 2 options and showed them pictures of those as well quickly. And what's nice about that is then I will hopefully get a response quickly. Now, this customer I had been communicating, and I sent them my introduction, and then I sent them the picture showing that they were missing. Would you like something else? And they were able to come back and say, no, don't want anything else. I really just wanted that one. Not a problem. Obviously, I see that it's out of stock. And then I continued shopping for them. This one goes without saying, just be courteous and professional when you're communicating or interacting with customers or store employees. Again, this is going to help you build a good reputation, and it's going to increase your chance of receiving good ratings and, I'll be really honest, additional tips. As far as in the stores, it's always good to be courteous to those employees because sometimes if you go to the same stores more often, they may be willing to go out of their way because they see you more often. Be sure to watch for any customer notes or special requests that may show up within the item. I've had it many times where they'll even put in there, if this isn't available, I'd like this. If this isn't available, I'd like that. And by doing that and following what their request is, obviously, if you're able to get them the item that they're actually looking for, the increase of a good rating and possible tip or increase of a tip is very likely. The next one is get to know the store. Now, it doesn't always work out in your favor. Sometimes, you know, we've gone to the same store that has decided to rearrange itself and we can get completely thrown off. But I'll be really honest, if you kind of get to know what items sort of live in what categories, it will help you a lot when you're shopping. Like for instance, a lot of the gluten-free things, they may say they're in the gluten-free aisle, but they may actually be in the baking aisle because they kind of cross over. So getting to know some of those kind of things will really help you. It is vital to use insulated bags. They're going to help keep your frozen and refrigerated items at the right temperature during delivery. Now, when in colder months, especially living here in Wisconsin, we get a little bit of a reprieve from that because we get a lot of cold weather, so items don't get warm quickly. But during the summer months, it is vital to use that because you want to keep the items fresh and to help prevent spoilage. This is a really important one, so never enter your club card number. So what I mean by that is a lot of times like Kroger or a Pick and Save or Myers, Woodman's, any of those, they might actually have a membership number. And you cannot enter that in when you are checking out for a customer. So don't do that. You might think, oh, well, they didn't put theirs in, so I'll get extra point. Don't do it. It is against the policy. Not to mention, now you're linking yourself to someone else's personal order with their personal information. So truly that is a violation. So never do that. Up until you actually check out, the customer could add extra items to your order. So always watch for that. It has happened to us multiple times. And during that time, we might actually be in one section of the store that they're adding something for. So it's always good to try and catch it while you're there, rather than the very end going, oh wait, now they added vegetables, which we know are on the far other end of the store. If you're unsure of an item or the location of it, don't be afraid to ask for help. The big thing to remember is that those employees are there to help you find items, but they're not there to do the shopping for you, right? Big keyword there. But I will tell you, we had a store that Erin and I shopped in all the time, and we knew it forwards and backwards, and we were so efficient. And I think just because of that, they went through and rearranged the entire store. And so now we struggle with probably half the items just because we're just not used to that new location. So don't be afraid to ask. Be prepared to make substitutions. I'll tell you, a lot of times there are items that are out of stock, unavailable. Just make sure that you communicate with the customer and make sure that they approve of the substitutions before making them. A lot of times people will actually set up a backup item that is similar. So for some reason you can't find the item, remember, the longer it takes you to find these things, the less money you make. So I don't spend too much time trying to find an item. I've been very blessed and lucky that I've been able to find a lot of them. But if for some reason I'm shopping and I can't find that specific item, a lot of times I'll go in and say, okay, can't find it, just to see if you have something on backup. Because if for some reason, let's say here, for example, there were 2 Texas toasts that were the exact item they wanted, not a problem. But what if there was only one? Right? Now I have to quick figure out, okay, which one do they want? And sometimes, like I said, they are loaded in already. So definitely look at the can't find item. You don't have to submit. You can see it and see if there's something in stock. And then you may be able to make a suggestion. I would highly encourage you to try and find a substitution if available. If you're not able to and you have to cancel or refund an item, if they chose to pay your tip by percentage or the price of your total order, just know that that could reduce your order. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? Because you don't want to spend too much time looking for the item, but you also don't want to refund. So you've got to kind of, if you are spending way too much time trying to find an item and you can't find an employee, it may be best, because a lot of people don't want random items. They truly want the items that they picked. Be honest, right? If you have a mistake that you have, or you encounter an issue during shopping or the process, be honest with and transparent with your customers. Obviously, this can help build trust and prevent any misunderstandings in your efforts to try and find their orders in Instacart. Now, when I say stay positive, what I'm talking about is, why are you out Instacarting, right? Are you out there for fun? Are you out there because maybe you want to get some extra exercise? I can tell you that's one of the reasons I do it. I have been on a quest to lose weight, and I'm over 75 pounds down, and I am on my way, and I love this because it is a great way to kind of get out, get some fresh air. And I'll tell you, I find a lot of food that I was like, ooh, maybe I could do this or make this dinner or make that. But maybe you're doing this to make a little extra side money. Maybe you're doing this to help pay a bill. But a lot of times we find ourselves in these little negative moments where maybe you can't find something, you get frustrated, you get mad. And when Erin and I go together to go do this, sometimes we'll get like, did you go find this? No, I didn't, or whatever. And what you need to remember is that you're doing this to go in for some reason, right? It's a bigger purpose than I'm just out picking up groceries. And just remember what that is for and why you're caring to do this, right? And if it's out there because you're like, you know what, I got a couple of bills to pay, or maybe you just started your own YouTube channel and you're like, you know what, my goal is I want a GoPro 11 too. I want one of those as well. They're, over $400. I don't have the money to be able to start that capital. Where am I going to get it? Well, maybe you do a side hustle like this. You set a goal with, remember the old school thermometers? My goal is to get that money to be able to buy that GoPro, right? Because I want to film every baseball game for my kids, or I'm going to do this, or whatever the case may be, right? So come up with a goal, stay positive with it, right? Now, once we have this all set, the next step for us, obviously, we're going to go ahead and deliver. And we found out when we pulled up, obviously the house is under construction. It looks like it used to be in this neighborhood all one-story houses, and now they're developing it into a larger home, which is so cool, especially because what a great way to be able to stay into a house that maybe your mortgage is paid off or something. That'd be so cool to just be able to build that second story. So as we delivered, a couple of things. Obviously, number one, I checked the app to verify where they wanted it delivered, front door, back door. They chose front door. They had explicitly put, please don't ring the doorbell. I'm guessing because it's not installed or not working right. And I take a picture of every order that I drop off, and that is in case there's any questions. And what I'll do is actually not only take a photo here in the app like it asked me, but I'll take that same photo and I'll actually message it over to my customers and just say, if you're looking for your order, here is where I placed it as requested. So let's go ahead, and now we're going to go ahead and drop off the second half of this order. And again, remember, we're shopping for 2 orders, so we were able to put one in the big black bag and the other one we left outside of it, which worked out really well. Easy to keep sorted. If you want to get some of those bags that we have, down below there's a thing that says a list of items that we use. Go ahead and click on that. It'll take you out to our Amazon store, and we do earn a small commission. So if you do order from there, we really do appreciate it. And when I went and looked in there, this one they wanted us to meet with the customer, so I rang their doorbell to let them know that we were here. And then I went ahead and started unloading the big insulated bag, and you can see all the nice cold items are located within that bag. Again, my goal is to keep the items as fresh as possible so that when the customers get it, it's as though they just got it right out of the grocery store themselves. And what was really nice, at first they didn't respond, and then the customer actually came to the door and we were able to actually hand the remainder of the items to them. Well, I hope you really enjoyed these fun 12 steps that you can also use to continue to increase your tips and your customer service for your Instacart customers. We absolutely love Instacart. I love the fact that you're not like, here's an order you have to take. You actually get to pick which ones you want. So I hope this helped you. And I do ask that you please go ahead and down below, please subscribe to our channel. We are working on building our network here, and we'd love to have you join us. I've also included a bunch of links down below, and feel like commenting, please go ahead. Which tip do you think will help you the most? We'll see you again soon.